Everybody, I'm here at the TA in Gary, Indiana, just outside Chicago. Gonna unload in Joliet tomorrow morning, actually. But the last video I uploaded, I'm gonna end up taking it down because I didn't realize my air conditioner was blowing into it, making a bunch of wind noise. But in that video, I talked about a few different things. Talked about stopping at a Flying J in Winchester, Virginia. Flying J in Winchester, Virginia. They have a Denny's there, as per most Flying J locations. And I did what I usually do. I ended up buying a Army veteran meal. Now, I buy meals for veterans, active service members, police officers, EMTs, firefighters, all kinds of veterans. If a family is really making me smile, if they get kind of like a fairy tale, just make me smile. I got no problem buying them a meal. It isn't because they're doing anything special. It just makes me feel good. Well, when I bought this gentleman his meal, I asked the waitress if I could do it when I got there. She said yeah. The guy came up and gave me a big thank you, which was really nice. I really didn't know what to say back because I'm not used to getting a thank you for it, but it was nice. So when I went to go pay, the wonderful young waitress, probably my age or a little younger, said her brother just finished his first week of Marine boot camp. And she was really thrilled to see there were people like me out there. And it kind of gets you thinking a little bit, because we live in an age of disarray. It seems like the media is trying to pit us against each other, trying to put labels on us. It's no longer helping your neighbor. It's black versus white, Christian versus Muslim, Muslim versus this person. Gay versus straight, trans versus everybody. Why? I have my own theories why. A nation in disarray is easier to control and easier to pass ridiculous laws on than a nation that stands together. But even so, I don't like seeing this fear-mongering, hate-mongering stuff on the television or hearing it on the radio, and seeing it all over Facebook. People bitching, whining, moaning about this race and that person, and all of a sudden we're separated again. When I go look at a person, I don't look at their skin color, I don't look at their religion. I don't care if they have a Bible in their hand or a towel on their head, or if they walk around wearing nailed olive leaves. I judge a person based on who they are. If you're a good person, you're a good person. It don't matter what the hell your skin color is or which God you worship. It doesn't matter what kind of car you drive. It doesn't matter where you went to school or what degree you have. It doesn't matter what you're doing in life. Alright, you can get a punk rocker with a mohawk, tons of piercings, tons of tattoos, decked out in leather and chains. He may be the guy to save your life. You can always hear this thing, don't judge a book by its cover, but come on, people. It's, killing somebody because of the badge they wear, killing somebody because of the color of their skin, locking up in some wildlife refuge and all this other bullshit. Why? If you want to change the world, if you want to change the government, if you want to change the nation, Would it not be better to stand together as one than to sit there and fight? No, I'm not a historian, but it seems to me that if you're going to start a nation, you would want everybody's vote to count. You would want everybody to get their say. Not everybody's going to be happy, but everybody's going to have a different idea on the way things should go, on the way things should be. And instead of fighting about these differences, it should be, you should be able to compromise. Branding all Muslims as extremists is asinine. How many millions of pagans were murdered during the Christian Crusades? It's... Judge people for who they are. When you see a Muslim person or a Sikh or anybody like that, don't sit there and look down on them. Figure out who they are. They ain't all extremists. Oh, they're redneck as redneck could be white people that I know, and a lot of them are not racist. I know a lot of African American folks. They ain't gangbangers. They're professional human beings who care about life. This labeling and judging has to stop, people. Love your neighbor, help your neighbor. You see anymore that if somebody needs help moving, there's lots of people that won't do it unless they're going to get some kind of compensation. And it bugs me. I grew up with my grandparents and later my mother, and it's always help other people out. You didn't get paid for going and mowing somebody's lawn. You did it because it's a nice thing to do. You didn't get paid for scooping the neighbor's sidewalk, but you did it because it was a nice thing to do. You didn't get paid for stopping and helping change somebody's tire on the side of the road, but you did it because it's the right thing to do. Same here in the truck stops. I helped a guy there in California jump his truck. He'd been there all day long. I was supposed to stop after he got done fueling, didn't come back. It didn't take but 15 minutes of my time to go up there and help him jump his truck. And that dude offered to pay me, offered to buy me breakfast and all this other stuff. I didn't need it, because it was the nice thing to do. The guy trying to tarp his load in the parking lot, I go over there and help the tarp before the rain starts. I don't need compensation. It's the nice thing to do. Shippers and consignees helping guys fold their tarps, it's the right thing to do. I don't have to do it. They can offer to pay me, but I don't need the money. Help your neighbor. Help your friend, help your brother, help your sister. Love your family. And we're more concerned about fighting and arguing with people instead of helping them. What are we? In the animal kingdom, animals stick together. They help each other. They need each other to survive. When we divide ourselves, we will not survive. All we will do is continue to destroy and end up dead. Everybody you see is fighting a different battle within inside their minds every single day. Whether they like to admit it or not, there's always some kind of anxiety, some kind of depression. All varying on levels of difficulty in dealing with it. We try to shoulder all the weight because nobody wants to come over and lend a helping hand because they're not dealing with the same demons we are. But next time you see somebody, you see that homeless person, instead of assuming them they're a drug addict or a bum or a panhandler or something like that, think about it. What happened? I don't give homeless folks cash. I don't give them cash because I don't know what they're going to spend it on. But I got no problem giving them a shower, buying a meal, stuff like that to help them get by. Just imagine if you were in that spot. You know, imagine if you're a single mother. Daddy walked up because you couldn't handle it. You're trying to do everything that you can to survive. People are getting after you based on your benefits or this, that, and the other. Next thing you know, your house is getting foreclosed on. You got no place to go. You're a college graduate, you graduate top of your class, you go out and try to find a job and nobody wants to hire you because you can't afford it. You're stuck flipping burgers at McDonald's and people look at you like you have no drive whatsoever. I met a pizza driver like that. They're in Laredo, Texas. The guy has a master's in engineering, worked in the oil fields. Yeah, and due to our dependence on foreign oil versus domestic oil, the industry dropped through the floor. Master's degree in engineering. Only job that he could find, only place that would hire him was Domino's Pizza as a delivery driver. He gave that guy a $20 tip. It isn't much, but it shows that he's appreciated. You got your waitresses. You know, they may not like their job, they may not want to do their job, but they need that job. There are a lot of waitresses that don't make that much money. They don't get paid the regular hourly rate everybody else gets to. And more, the tips they're written on with your debit card are not given to them until the payday. And then even then, a lot of times those tips end up divvied up between the cooks, the busboys, etc. This morning, the waitress I had, wonderful waitress, polite young lady. The truck driver came in, just rude as hell to her. Very specific on what he wanted, didn't care what the menu said. He knew what he wanted, and he knew what he knew what he thought he should have to pay. She bought him out of stuff exactly like he wanted it, and he wasn't happy with it. Made him take it back and give him new stuff. I gave that young lady a $40 tip. No reason she should have to deal with that. You know, granted, if you're going to go pay for a meal, you should get kind of what you asked for, but you know, you can't be overly picky like that when she brought you exactly what you wanted, but you didn't explain it exactly how you should have. Be grateful for what you have. You know, I make decent money out here on the road. I don't spend a whole lot of it on myself. Now, yesterday I gave my brother $60 so he could take my other brother and his wife out for supper. I didn't have to do it, but it makes you feel good that you can. My little sister's a huge Royals fan. I try to buy her as much Royals stuff as I can. You know, one of these days I'm hoping to be able to take her to a game. I don't have to do it, but it's nice. You know, always think about that. When you die, you can't take none of that stuff with you. you're going to be remembered for the memories. I talked to a gentleman at the job site I delivered at the other day in Virginia. Finally got to where I was supposed to be. The guy asked me if I had a wife and kids, and I said, no, sir. But he said, well, do you like kids? And I said, I love kids. He said, I keep trying to talk my brother and his wife into having me a little nephew. He said, you know what, I love my kids. He said, you know, I work 7 days a week. I get here about 6 in the morning, go home about 6:30 at night. He said, I go straight home so I can be with my kids. You know, go out and play soccer, do something. I may be tired, but those kids ain't going to remember the money that you made. Those kids ain't going to remember the job you did. Those kids are going to remember those memories. He said he had a buddy about his age. They were talking about that, and his buddy did what most American people seem to do, and that's go home after, or go to the bar after work and have a few drinks with the buddies. He said, what are your kids going to remember you for when you die? The guy ended up passing away 2 days later as a heart attack. So when you speak your hatred and spend more time arguing with another group of people, think about it. Our graves are all the same size. Our blood is all the same color. Our religious views may be different. Our skin color may be different. But at the end of the day, we're all the same. People will remember your actions far more than they remember the money you made, the house you had, the car you drove. When you pass away, it don't matter what your skin color was. It don't matter where you believe you go when you pass away. It doesn't matter which church you were married in, which church you're going to have your funeral in. It only matters what you did. That's all that matters in the end, your actions. Be kind. Be courteous. Be compassionate. Don't judge, don't ridicule. Try to support people the best you can. Sometimes that may be buying somebody a meal, sometimes that may be giving them a shoulder to cry on, maybe a hug, maybe leaving them to be. Sit in silence to understand themselves. We can't solve everybody else's problems. We can do everything in our power to help them through it. I hope every one of you are staying safe. Hope you all are at peace. Hope everything is going well in your lives. Hope you can vanquish all your demons. Blessed be, my friends. We will chat at you all later.